Hello and welcome to our 2023-2024 Community Grant Program overview. This video will take you through the funding streams available for this round and provide you with some examples and handy tips for a strong application. I would like to acknowledge the land of the Thungari and Dungari people and pay my respect to elders past, present and emerging. For the 2023-2024 Community Grant Program, we have $25,000 available for our Mayoral Community Fund, $20,000 for our Environmental Levy grants, $20,000 for our sporting grants, and lastly, Seniors Week and Youth Week grants, with the maximum being $500 per applicant. Applications for the grant program will open on Monday the 4th of September and close on Friday the 29th of September. All applicants, successful or unsuccessful, will be notified in November 2023 via email. The grant objectives for the Community Grant Program are to facilitate the establishment or development of innovative community projects in line with Kempsey Shire Council's Community Strategic Plan and Delivery Plan. Increase participation, accessibility and range of quality community and sporting activities and programs for the residents across the Shire. And to create authentic, vibrant public spaces that are valued by their communities and admired by visitors. Lastly, we aim to protect the region's diverse habitats and ecosystems. To be eligible for a Kempsey Shire Council community grant, you must be a registered non-for-profit organisation or community group with an ABN, or be auspiced by an agency with an ABN. Be Shire-based with a project to serve local residents. Have public liability insurance of minimum $20 million. Provide profit and loss statements for the past 2 financial years. Provide a letter of support from another local organisation, and ensure any previous funding from Council has been acquitted before applying again. If your community group doesn't have an ABN number and you are not registered, you need to partner with an organisation that is. This is an auspicing agency. The auspicing agency must be recognised by the ATO as a non-for-profit organisation. The auspicing agency will be responsible for the receipt, banking and administration of all monies, project monitoring and making sure the project is completed, ensuring the applicant acquits the funding on time and signing off the acquittal form. Projects that will be ineligible for funding through the Community Grant Program will be projects that do not meet the grant objectives, have already commenced or have been completed, are for commercial or personal profit, are for ongoing operational costs including salaries, electricity and rent, are for uniforms or newsletters. Please note that if your project requires safety or PPE equipment, we can make exceptions. Reflect or replicate core business of council or another government department. Projects that have already received funding from council and are for works on private property or school grounds. The Mayoral Community Fund looks to provide opportunities for the residents of our Shire to participate in a range of arts, culture or local history activities that benefit the quality and cultural heritage of their lives. It also gives opportunities for residents to participate in special community events to celebrate and enrich the community's lifestyle. Foster initiatives and self-help amongst residents. Encourage the participation of people who have limited opportunities due to low income, geographic or social isolation, cultural background or disability. And lastly, strengthen community skills and capacity. Some examples of Mayoral Community Fund projects could be delivering community events that bring a range of people together in a public space, purchasing art equipment for programs run at a community art centre, building a community garden, or purchasing fabric to make costumes for a dance group. The purpose of the environmental levy grants is to provide local environmental groups opportunities to undertake bushland regeneration and protection activities. Eligible projects must aim to improve local native ecosystems and habitats on public land and must first be discussed with Council's Senior Natural Resource Officer. Some examples of environmental levy grants projects could be purchasing tools to assist with removal of invasive weeds, protect clothing that will ensure safety of volunteers, or purchasing of native tube stock to rehabilitate an area of public bushland. The aim of the sporting grants is to provide local sporting organisations the opportunity to purchase new sporting equipment or clubhouse equipment that improves the club's facilities. Projects must align with the objectives of the Macleay Valley Sports Strategy available on Kempsey Shire Council's website. Some examples of sporting grants are kit bags with bats, balls, stumps and pads for a cricket club, new toilets and basins in the change rooms of a sporting club, a new barbecue for fundraising at local sport events, and new seating for spectators attending a sports ground. $500 quick grants will be available to support organisations in holding events within our community during Seniors Week in March 2024 and Youth Week in April 2024. These grants have been established using a simpler application process as reflected by the smaller amount of funding. Now that you are familiar with the funding streams, you'll need to know how to apply. Applications are submitted online via Smarty Grants. Head to www.kempsey.smartygrants.com.au. You will need to insert a username and password. You are able to leave your application at any point and come back to it later. Just ensure you save as you go. If you don't have access to a computer or internet, these facilities can be accessed free of charge through the libraries at Kempsey, Southwest Rocks or Stewart's Point. It is recommended that you call in advance to book a computer. The application form format will look like this: organisation and contact details, and eligibility criteria. Project details, project name and description, as well as evidence of need. Budget, we will also be asking for some supplementary information, and lastly, a declaration. Moving into project details, we will need to know how you describe your project and respond to the 5 W's: who, what, where, when, and why. Demonstrate need. Why is this project needed in our local community? We're looking for a comprehensive, realistic, value for money budget. We need to know that your organisation has the capacity to be able to deliver the project. And we need to know how your project aligns with the Kempsey Shire Council's Community Strategic Plan. The 5 W's. Who? Who in the community benefits and who is going to run your project? What? Please describe the relationship between your project and the grant objectives. What are the activities, events, services or products of your project? Outline what the expected outcomes are at the end of the project, both immediate and short term. Where? Where will this project take place? When? What are the start and end dates of the project? And why? What are the specific reasons for the project? Which objectives from the Community Strategic Plan does your project meet and how? Head to Council's website at www.kempsey.nsw.gov.au to view the Community Strategic Plan and show us how your project aligns with the objectives of the plan. Why does this project need to be done? You will need to provide local evidence, for example, statistics, numbers, proof and history, etc. Who will it help? Again, we will need evidence to support that. Who is the target group and what would the outcomes be should you be successful in obtaining the funding? What is the benefit to the community rather than what is the benefit to your organisation? Photos or extracts from newspapers are just a few examples that could be used as proof of need. Local statistics including age, income, and ethnicity are available through the Australian Bureau of Statistics. The budget needs to be realistic, and it is important to remember that any purchases or trade work over $500 requires a minimum of 2 quotes. This is to ensure you are getting a fair price for the service or product you are looking to purchase. And is the budget realistic to the number of participants you are expecting to the activity or event? If you are seeking a large amount of money, we will need to see that a large amount of people from the local community will benefit from your project. Here is an example budget, and a similar one can be found in our community grant guidelines available on Council's website. The budget should indicate the amount of grant funding being sought and a breakdown of the project's total expected expenditure and income, including any contribution by the applicant. The applicant's contribution may be financial, in-kind materials, or volunteer labour. For any projects that include volunteer labour, the Community Grant Program currently rates voluntary labour at $41.72 per hour. Applicants should note that maximum limits for each program, as applications that exceed the limit will be considered ineligible. This information must be attached in your application to be assessed. Public liability insurance of minimum $20 million, the last 2 years of financial records, if your organisation is more than 12 months old. For works, services or individual purchases over $500, we will need 2 comparable quotes. A copy of the lease if you do not own the building or land, permission from the landowner if you are undertaking work or an activity on land that is not yours, or development approval. Projects including building or minor capital works may require a DA. Please check with development requirements prior to lodging your grant application with Council's duty planner. Here are some tips on how to put in a strong application. Seek feedback on your previous applications, whether you have been successful or unsuccessful. Read the guidelines available from Council's website and ask questions. Answer all the questions in the form. This is compulsory and incomplete applications won't be assessed. Be specific and include evidence of need. Make sure you attach all the necessary supplementary information, such as letters of support, insurance, and quotations. Again, if these documents are not attached, your application will not be assessed. If you need more information on the Community Grant Program, head to www.kempsey.nsw.gov.au, or to apply, head to www.kempsey.smartygrants.com.au. If you have any questions throughout the application period, you can contact customer service on 0265 66 3200 or via email to ksc@kempsey.nsw.gov.au. Thank you.